Awesome. Okay. So question number one, in order for you to create members, what is it that you need first? Step one.
Source file.
Before source file, we need to confirm one more thing.
Library.
Library, okay? So all of you already have a library, so you do not need to worry about that. Okay, now comes the source file. Source physical file, okay? What command do we use to create a source physical file?
Isn't it CRT SRC? I can't forget the other acronym.
Yeah, Mr. Doubleday got it in the chat. CRT SRCPF, right?
Ah, thank you.
Okay. And then you press what? Enter?
F4.
F4.
F4. Okay. What does F4 do?
The prompt screen.
Prompt screen. Okay, that's where you can fill in your library, your source physical file name, and you press enter. Okay. How many members can I create in one source physical file?
I want to say 80, but I could be wrong.
There's no limit.
No, okay.
Okay. No limit, as many as you want. Okay. What is 80? There is an 80 number somewhere.
Columns.
What is 80 in this environment?
That's the number of columns.
Number of columns per row, where?
Prompt screen?
No. No.
Remember? Oh.
Number of columns in SEU. Okay. So when you start creating your members, which utility do you use?
SEU.
SEU. Okay. So how do you run that utility?
Start SEU.
Okay. And then you press F4. What four things does this prompt needs? Four things that strsu prompt requires you to provide.
That'd be source physical file, library type, member name, and member source type.
Very good. Library, member name, and member type. Awesome. Okay, cool. You press enter. You are in the strsu. You're right inside the member. What is it that you do first?
Don't you create a record?
You create a record format. Okay, how do you create a record format?
Thought you press F4.
Then under type, you type R, and under name, you give the name of the record format. Okay. Then, how do you insert a new line?
IP or I1.
Very good. Insert new line, either by typing I followed by a number or I followed by a P. What's the difference?
The P brings up the prompt and creates a new line.
Okay, cool. P will bring up the prompt, and that way you would never have to just constantly go IN. It can just brings the prompt for you. So when the prompt comes in, you start entering the fields. Okay, what are the components of a field?
I don't know it in order, but data type, length, name.
Okay. So it's
Um,
name, length, data type. Do all data types require length?
No.
Which ones don't?
Date, time,
Time and timestamp.
Cool. Awesome. Which page in the book has all the data types?
Isn't like 176 or something?
No, it's not 176. It is something, but not 176.
I could never find that page.
192.
192.
192. Okay. Okay. So now when you're done entering all the fields, then what do?
Press enter.
No. To exit the SCU.
Exit. Yeah.
What function key do you press?
F3.
F3. Okay. What screen do you see when you press F3? What is it that screen asking you?
To save it.
Exactly. You press enter, you come out. Where do you go after that? What's your next stop shop?
You have to compile it.
Where do you go for that?
strpdm.
strpdm. Okay. Which option do you pick?
3.
3.
3. Okay, which is for members. And then what information do you provide after you pick option number 3? All of this information is in those documents I shared with you last week's. And also, if you've done it, you'll know. Okay, so you'll need to provide. No, Ian. You do not see you're getting to the member. So you will not provide a member name because you will not provide a member name. You will provide the source file. Or your source physical file. And then when you're here inside, you start compile. Okay, what option do you use to compile a member?
14.
14. Okay, 14 to compile. And this is a list screen, not a prompt, not a help, not a menu. So this is a list with or work with screen. So option 14 is to compile. Now, how do you make sure that it was compiled successfully?
display message.
Display message. Okay, so you go to the prompt and you write DSP message, or what else can you do? DM, where you wrote 14 in the same spot, you can write DM and press enter. I'll tell you. Okay, now that I'm done with this, I want to add data. Where should I go? To add data.
Do you have to go to DFU?
Yes, DFU. STR DFU. Okay, which option do you pick here?
5.
5. Okay, and then you can start entering the data. Awesome. So this is how you will be creating a source file, adding a member, compiling a member, adding data to the member. Cool. When you are working in SCU environment, what is it that you have to be careful about when you are entering the field information?
And it's all uppercase.
All uppercase. Okay, what else?
It has to be left or no, it has to be left portioned or no, right portioned, right?
The top right portion was for the
Numbers are right aligned. Text is left aligned. So if the field name is left aligned, but field size is right aligned.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Don't you not want to have the same name either with the, like the record?
And never give record the same name as the member, right? And never name any of the fields the same as the record or record as the fields. So they should all have unique names. Absolutely. Okay. Then we also learn about reference types. What is a reference type?
Just going back to another, is it library or file? Like you just go back to you're just referencing another thing that was up in another,
Another object.
yeah, another object.
Another
Yeah,
object.
say
Okay.
that.
So a member can reference another object. So that object has to exist. It cannot be in the member state. It must be compiled and an object must be generated out of it. So you will be referencing that object through your existing member. So your member references an object so that it borrows all the field description from it during compile time. All of that field description that you are referencing gets copied into your file so that there are no more references from that point onwards. So it's not a permanent link. So when you're referencing fields, do you have to reference all the fields or only some of them?
That you have to reference all of them.
No, you can reference some of them. You don't have to reference all the fields. You can choose whichever fields in the source you want to reference. Because the whole idea of a reference file is to create a repository for multiple files. Okay, the other question is, if you are declaring a field that is also found in the reference document, do you have to take the size of that field from the actual document? Or can you say, nah, for this particular member, I would want to go with a different size and a different type?
You can do a different size.
You can go. Okay, absolutely. Okay. So when you are referencing another member, how do you tell the compiler that I'm referencing somebody else?
Done like at the bottom, you have to do like text and then
No.
mm,
Well, you will mention R next to all the fields, but that R will not work until and unless you do one more thing. And what is that one more thing?
I forgot what the word is before, but you type that and then the library, or not the library name. Is it the library name?
No.
You type something in parentheses. I don't remember what it is.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't remember.
I thought it was like quotations within the parentheses.
REF.
See, I knew you'd know that from somewhere. See, you remembered it. Now I will write here. Ref, followed by the actual object name or the member name. And then that will be right on the first line before the record format. They'll go under functions. Okay. I think you guys were also talking about another function called text, in which you can just put some kind of a description. Oops. Some kind of a description. And that's something else. That's only for fields, not at the member level. Okay, having said that, let's go under unit number 6. These are the topics for today: ASAP, keyed, unique, those things. And we'll just look at reference members. I want you to click on member objects and reference file link. And it will open up a PDF for you guys. Okay. So this is just a review for you guys. So what is the name of this member that you are looking at right now, right here?
Is it the M4 SP15?
That's the name of the member right here. Right, this is the member name. Okay, what's the record format name?
Isn't it like record info?
Yep. Okay. How many fields do I have?
6.
6. Are all fields of the same nature? Means like, are they all talking about the same object? All 6 fields?
No.
No, no. So again, this is a repository, okay? Now, let's scroll down from here. So I should clear my annotation. Okay. Now, what is the name of the member?
It is US.
User S.
never mind.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, where am I referencing this member to the other member? Right here. This is what I was talking about. Under functions, you have to reference the other member. The other member must be created and compiled. If it's not compiled, then this will error out when you try to compile this member. Okay. This is the record format name. These are the fields. Notice among all the fields, only the first 3 are referenced. And the last one is not referenced. So it is possible for you to have only some of the fields referenced and not all the fields referenced. Okay. Now let me scroll down from here. And let's look at this one. The member name is clothes. This is the member name. This is the record format name. It has 3 fields and all of them are referenced. Forget about the key. We'll talk about that later today, but don't worry about that for now. So it is possible for you to have all fields referenced or only some of the fields referenced.
Some.
Yep. Any questions? Okay. Now scroll down to reference member example PowerPoint. So this is my member that I want to create as a repository for other members. So I created with a regular record format name, bunch of fields. Each field has length, data type, everything. Then I create another member, which is referencing that first member. And this other member is called order cust. It has 3 fields. All 3 fields are referenced. Then I'm creating another member called using graph. And it also has 2 fields, but all of them are referenced. None of the 2 members have declared any fields locally. They're all referencing fields. So that's another possibility. Okay, let's scroll down even further. And I want you to go as far as review activity number 1. Open that. Okay. Now, what is the name of the source physical file that I want you to create this?
Inform FA20.
Yeah, it is FA23 initials B, right? That's the source physical file that we have done. and another one was FA23 initials double B. So we have two of them that in which you can work with. Okay, so what is the name of the member?
Isn't it like API and then whatever number?
No, 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 no. This is the name of the member. See? This is the name of the physical file member. The FA23 initials BB, that's the name of your source physical file. See? Your source physical file is FA23 initials BB. Your member is here. This is the name of your record format. And these are the names of the fields with their lengths and everything. Any questions about this? Okay, the reason I'm asking this because I will be putting you guys in a breakout room for 15 minutes. You will work on your own to create to complete this activity, but you can ask other group members for help. So I will give everybody maybe a couple minutes or so to give me a green check that you're all signed in into the green screen so that nobody has to waste any time after you join your group. You're just working. So just wanted to make sure everybody is in before I assign you to your groups. Okay, Dylan, let me get to that. Okay, Kaden, just so that you know, we will not be meeting next week, Monday, as you guys will be working on your midterm. So the midterm will be available to you from next week, whatever that day, 23rd through 30th. So after today, we'll be meeting back on the 30th. Cool. Yeah, check back on the recording and check back on the midterm on next week, Monday. Okay. So let me regroup you guys after Caden left. And Dylan, I'm working on yours. Dylan, did you try new pass? Oh, yours is disabled. Okay, okay. You know what? Has it been happening every week with you, Dylan, that when you come in, your account is disabled? Every time, right? I know the reason why. It's so funny. There is another gentleman by the name of Dylan in the other section that I have. When I was sharing that these are your accounts, everybody's accounts, he copied down your ID. So every week he would tell me that his account is disabled and his password is not working. So I will enable his account without checking that he was using yours. And I would just assign him new pass. So his would work. Then you would come Monday and you'll be like, oh, my account is disabled. So I would reset your account and I will reset to new pass. Then he would come Friday and said his account is disabled. And last time, this Friday, I'm asking, what's going on? Why is your account disabled every week? What is your ID? And he gave me his ID. I said, oh my God, you are using Dylan Doubleday's ID and you are Dylan, whatever his last name is. And I'm like, oh, that's why. So now I gave him his ID and he's like, all my work is in the other ID. I said, well, too bad. That's Dylan's now. You redo your assignment. So I will reset it to new pass again because I don't know, you might have changed it before we got that problem resolved. So I told him not to use this ID anymore and to use the one that I assigned him. So should not happen. Go ahead. Okay. So everybody is in. And Mr. Doubleday will also be in pretty soon. So let me clear your feedbacks. And let me open the room now.
Multiple choice for the first one, and
Yes,
then the
yes.
hands-on the other one.
Yep,
They're separate,
exactly.
right?
Yes, yes. There'll be
Okay.
two separate links. Just like you have a link for assignment and a link for quiz, exactly the same way. You will have a link for part one, which will be multiple choice, and you will have another link, like an assignment where you will complete the activity and you will upload the screenshots, very much like you did the assignment. It's exactly the same way.
And these are based on chapters 1 through 6 or 1 through 7.
These will be based on till whatever we covered till last week. So reference files. So it will, yeah, just let me, hold on a second. Let me show you in the syllabus as well. It is, oh, no, sorry, till this week. It will also cover the keyed files. So till today, everything that we did till today will be included on this midterm. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody else? Okay, so let's get to the chapter number 8, which is about using logical files. That's a big part about this chapter, logical files. And we will only be looking at the first 6 pages in the chapter today, and the remaining chapter we'll be looking at in the next 2-3 weeks. So logical files will be with us for 3 weeks after the midterm, and all of these 3 weeks we will be spending on chapter 8. Then in this due process, we will learn about one more tool that you have not yet learned. Remember one of the pictures I showed you today? I think it was this PowerPoint that I shared with you today. Yeah, this PowerPoint, okay? You see this color-coded stuff? That's not SEU. That's a different editor called LPEX editor, where everything is color-coded. You look at the prompt over here at the bottom. Look how the prompt looks like with the drop-down boxes and everything. I need to introduce you to that environment as well. So we will also use one of those 3 weeks to introduce that environment, and then I will let you create physical files and logical files on that environment. And of course, that's all colorful stuff. You will be doing less and it'll be accomplishing more, kind of a deal. Anyway, so let's get to our chapter, which is chapter number 8. Which starts from page number 327. I don't know. Come on, open. Here it is. Okay, cool. Okay, before I start with the details of chapter number 8, let me give you guys a brief overview of why we are doing this topic and what is this topic for. When you create a member and you start storing data in the member, and the member starts growing in size, consider it like a big, thick book. Okay, so consider your member growing in size with like 3,000-4,000 records, like a big book with 4,000 pages. If I ask you to find anything in that book, how difficult would that be? To find something in a book with 4,000 pages, or 3,000, or 2,000, even 1,000 pages. Would it be easy or difficult?
Just use the index to find it.
Ah, see, you're saying if there is no index, then
Google.
Google is not the solution for everything, man.
I know.
So the bottom line is it becomes difficult. And that's exactly what happens when you create a member and you do not key it. That's what we are getting into. The beginning of chapter 8 is about creating keyed members. So what keyed members are, they're members with an index. So it becomes easier for the system to retrieve the records, especially when the size of the member grows larger. Smaller members, indexes are not that much needed. For larger members, indexes are required must for performance purposes. So that's what we are getting into. So when you do not use keys, like what we have done so far, that is called ASAP. Arrival Sequence Access Path. Okay, so what is an access path? Access path is the mechanism through which the system goes into your member and grabs the data. So this being able to go into your member, find the data, grab the data out, that's called the access path. So you have 2 different ways of creating an access path. an arrival sequence access path, and a keyed sequence access path. Now comes the question, okay, can I enter duplicate values if my member is keyed? Yes, you can, but quite possible. Okay. Like, okay, then how does it stores it then? Well, it tries to figure out a way to store the duplicate records closer to each other and use some other indexing behind the scene to differentiate one from the other. But it lets you do duplicates. Okay, now comes the question, okay, what if I do not want to do duplicates? Well, then there's also a mechanism where you can force a member that you can't have duplicates. Now comes the question, okay, can I force my entire record to be not duplicate or only some of the fields or one of the fields? Practically speaking, nobody creates unique records. It's only the fields that you want to have unique values. For example, in the state of Wisconsin, how do we differentiate one individual from another in the state of Wisconsin?
It's just an ID.
Some kind of a state ID, right? Okay, how about in the US?
Passport.
Not everybody has passports, right?
I
Social
guess
security.
Social security number, right? Very few Americans have passports because a lot of Americans travel within the country, and to travel within the country, you don't really need passports. There are so many Americans that have never left their own state ever. I mean, like, they just have never stepped out of their state, or some of them have never left their county.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, like, I remember many years ago when I started teaching at Gateway, and we had some job opportunities in Milwaukee. Some of the kids would be like, oh, I'm not going to Milwaukee. That's too far. I said, well, you're not going to find programming jobs in the city of Kenosha. It's like only 60,000 people live here. How many ID jobs are you going to have in Kenosha? You got to travel around, man. You got to go to Milwaukee. You got to go to Chicago. You got to go places. That was the mindset of people. I'm not going outside of Elkhorn. I'm not going outside of Walworth County. People literally had that mindset, which is way different now, 20 years down the road. So now we are very close to metropolitan cities. Think about people living up north in Wisconsin or out in somewhere in the Wisconsin where for miles you don't have any large city or big city. They have a totally different thought process. So just like that, you know. Anyway, so we differentiate by different kinds of IDs, okay? Ian, how do you differentiate one soldier from another? Do you guys have some kind of an ID system other than the Social Security? Okay, it's an internal ID system. Okay, cool, awesome, right? So there is an identification that happens everywhere, a unique way, okay, to do that. Okay, do you share that system with other forces like Air Force, Navy, or everybody have their own system? Okay, okay, cool. So that allows individuals to be treated uniquely. And that's what we do when we are storing data. We want every record to have some unique identification. Like you guys have a unique identification of student ID at Gateway. Is it possible two people at Gateway to have the same first names? Of course. Is it possible for two people to have the same last names? Yes. Is it possible for two people to have same first name and same last name? Yes. Yes. There could be two Brian Millers. There could be two John Smiths. There could be two Peter Andersons. I don't know. So that's why IDs are the ones that we force to not have duplicates. All other fields, it's okay to have duplicates. Two people coming to Gateway from the same house will have the same address, maybe have the same phone number. I don't know. So that's why key is not a unique identification. Key is only a way to gain a faster access to the record set. But if you want to keep the record set unique, you would have to do a unique and a key combination. Okay? So let me show you quickly examples of that. So the two things that we talked about here are ASAP, which is arrival sequence access path, which is actually slower. You know, ironically, ASAP in IBM is slow because it doesn't stand for as soon as possible. It stands for arrival sequence access path. That's why it's slow. On the other hand, we have KSAP, which is keyed sequence access path, which is faster because it has its mechanism of retrieving data quickly through the keyed mechanism. Okay. Now have a look at this example, guys. Okay. So I want to cover this topic theoretically before we take the break, and then after break we will do the hands-on part. So look at this field. Look at this example. Okay, I will hide this. I will hide this area. So assume that this area is not even there. So, and I will also hide this. Okay, assume that even that is not there. Okay, so if I create something as it is like this over here, the way you see it on your screens right now, this guy, let me create an outline. Okay, this, whatever you see in the red box, what would you call that? If I
Fields.
leave it like this, say again?
Is it just fields?
Yeah, but what is the access path? Do I have any keys in the red
Not at the
box?
moment.
Do I have any keys in the red box?
No.
No. So what will be the access path?
Arrival.
Ah, very good. So it's ASAP is the access path right now. Okay. So as soon as I take out this marker, okay, and let me draw another rectangle around this one. And let's clear it. Let's give it a different color, maybe a little bit thicker. Okay. And now this one becomes KSAP, keyed sequence access path. Keyed sequence access path. Okay. Now a few things for you to notice here. One thing, keyed sequence access path simply means that one of the field is promoted to a key status. And the letter K that you see over here is in the same column as letter R. And one of the fields that was declared above with all its specification is now being promoted to be a key field. Is everybody following this so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, the common question that people ask is, why can't you write K over here next to the employee number? Why do I need to have another line at the bottom? And the answer to that question is, you can't. You can't. It will not allow you to do so. This is the syntax. The syntax goes like this, that it forces you to first declare all the fields. All the fields must be declared. Then one of the fields that you have declared will be promoted to the key status. So there is no shortcut. You have to do it in 2 steps. So you first declare all the fields that you need in the member, then you take one of the fields and promote it to the key status.
So you can only do one.
No, you can do more than one, but for now, in this example, however many fields you want to promote, you will promote them afterwards. You will first list all the fields, then you can promote one or more, however many you want towards the end.
So basically, it's just like calling that field again.
Yes. You are referencing that field again. So
Okay, I didn't want to say reference because I don't be like, oh, like, nah, never mind.
yeah, no. So that's what it is. Yeah. So
Okay.
mentioning it, calling it, referencing it, whatever synonym you want to use. But the bottom line is you have to first list all the fields with their description. Only then you can promote one of them to the key status or more than one to the key status. Okay. So once you do this member like this, employee number can still have duplicate values. So you can have two employees with the same employee number. So how do you avoid that situation? The answer to that lies behind this green box that I have kept hidden, this green box. So in order for you to make sure that your key field can only have non-duplicate values, you have to write the word unique at the beginning on the very first line in the functions area. So somebody would be like, okay, so can I have a member with a key field but not unique? Yes. Okay, so can I have unique without key? No. Because when you say you want to have unique, the question comes in, what is it that you want unique, right? Because unique is always looking for key fields. If there's no key field, then unique would be like, what are you trying to make unique? Follow that? Okay, so unique will always be there if there's a key and you want the key to be non-duplicate values. If you want the key to have duplicate values, but you're only using it for faster retrieval, then unique doesn't have to be there. Everybody is okay with that concept before I move on to the next example? Okay. So as I told you that we can have first name and last names as non-duplicates. And we can have first name and last name as duplicates. Practically speaking, first name and last name can be duplicates, right? So I'm hiding some stuff from you in this diagram as well, okay? So somebody asked, I don't remember, was it you, Dylan, that said that can we have multiple keys?
That was me.
Oh, okay. So that was Dante, okay. So yes, we can have multiple keys, as you can see over here, right at the bottom. Right at the bottom. Okay. So the duplicate keys, again, the same principle on which we will have the duplicate keys. And the principle goes like this, that you need to, first of all, declare all the fields. Only then you can promote some of them to the duplicate to the key status. Okay. You cannot just mention K next to it where they're getting declared. So yes, you can have multiple fields as key fields. Okay. The other question is, the other concept is, if you have multiple fields with a key status, is there a special name for it? Yes. We call them composite keys. Composite key. Composite key automatically refers to that your member has more than one key fields. Is there any limit to the number of key fields you can have? Practically, no. Technically, no, but practically, you would not want to have too many key fields. It's pretty much like giving too many indexes to a book. Will confuse it even more. That's why you do not want to do that. Okay, you do not want to have too many key fields. Okay, now let's move on to the next concept. Okay, so I want last name and first name to be keys, but I want to avoid duplicates. So would that cause any problem if I have two John Smiths or two Abby Cox or Amy Wangs? It probably will be better for you to use maybe something like FIFO or LIFO. What does that mean? That means if I have two Amy Wangs or I have two John Smiths, the first one that comes in should be kept higher, or the retrieval rate of that will be faster than the one that comes after. That's what FIFO says, first in, first out. If I want the later ones to be retrieved first, I will make that call a LIFO, last in, first out. So we can use some other mechanisms for duplicate values. Why would you want to have keys on fields that are not even unique? Well, sometimes non-key fields are queried more than the keyed fields. For example, how many of you search for books by ISBN versus title? Majority of the people search for books by titles, but title is not a key because titles can't be unique. It is the ISBN that is unique. So sometimes non-unique fields are promoted to the key status because they're searched more, so that the data retrieval rate is faster. Okay? Any questions, anybody?
Nope.
Okay, so this is the ASAP and KSAP and unique and key, composite key, these concepts. We will look at hands-on examples about these concepts after the break. So let's take a break till 8 o'clock, and I'll see you guys at 8 o'clock. And that's when we will do some hands-on activities with this stuff. We call a key field to help us retrieve the data faster. In the absence of the keyed field, the data retrieval rate is slower because the member is not indexed. Pretty much like looking at a book without an index versus looking at a book with an index. Same thing. If you want the keyed field to also not include any duplicates, you have to promote the key fields with the keyword unique. So the key fields will then not have duplicate values. But if you want your key fields to allow duplicates, but at the same time follow some kind of mechanism for duplicate values so that it doesn't hinder the retrieval rate, then we can use functions like FIFO that we saw some examples in the PowerPoint. And those examples are, by the way, from the book, page 331 and page 332, which is figures 8.1 and 8.2. Have a look at those two pages. Page 331, 332, which is figures 8.1 and 8.2. And that's where you will find both of these examples that we talked about. Okay. Okay, so shall we begin with our example? Or does anybody has any questions? Okay. So we typically create the members to store data about things that we use in our daily life. For example, I am an educational institution, so I would want to store data about students, grades, courses, employees, staff, administrators, and stuff like that. If I'm an insurance company, I would have a different kind of need, so I will store information about entities differently. If I am a government organization versus if I'm a private sector, if I am in a real estate business, or if I am running like some kind of a brokerage, depending on the needs, I will store information about different objects. And because of that need, I will structure my members. I would make sure that my data gets stored and no data gets lost. So I will design my members very carefully. And I would want to make sure that all the data that I collect on paper must go somewhere in one of the members. Is everybody clear about that concept? That why we need members? What do we do with them?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would like from each one of you to give me in the chat one member name with 3 fields. Just give me the names of the fields. Do not give me any specifications, nothing. Each one of you in the chat, give me one member name that means something that you want to store information about, and 3 fields, field names for that member. So there are 10 of you, so I'm expecting 10 objects. Michael, also give me the fields, not just the member, okay? Okay. I have a question for you, Michael. Your first field, I mean, doesn't really make sense to me. What do you mean by that first field? What kind of data will you store in that first field? So if you're talking about phone, all 3 fields should be related to phone. One of the fields should not be multi-valued. So revisit your fields, Michael, and repost. I mean, like, nobody holds that data. I mean, like, it's because apps vary in size. So it's just like not meaningful information to be stored. Right, but some apps are way bigger than others, so you can't really put a number down that you can only have so many apps on the phone, right? Some apps take a gig of storage. Some app may take like 200 megabytes. Some may take 5 megabytes. So that's why we do not keep that kind of number on these many apps you can have on this phone kind of a deal. Oh, storage of the phone itself. Okay, because you use the word apps. That's why I didn't. But isn't that size, right? That's what you meant by size, like the storage. Oh, but then again, it's multi-valued, Michael. Nobody stores them as one. They always store them as three different things. So don't have multi-valued fields. Because then how would you break it up? So come up with three distinct fields, okay? Okay, thank you. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Still missing 3 people. Okay. So I will start going by names now. So anybody's name I do not call, that means you're still missing. So I'm also counting Michael, Miguel. These are the people who have submitted. Okay. Michael, Miguel, Dante, Sebastian, Connor, Ian, Ryle, Daniela, Eric. So that's 9. Who didn't go? Okay, Eric. Eric, but that's your object name. I also need properties from you. What properties would you store about that object?
Grams, type, price.
Yeah,
Okay.
please type that information in the chat.
All right.
Okay. Okay. We're waiting for Eric to give us his 3 fields. As soon as we get that from Eric. Eric, you're in the process of writing those, right? Oh, here we go. Okay. Grams, types, and price. Okay. Now for all of you who gave me your object and you gave me the 3 properties for that object, any of those properties do you think is a good candidate for a key? let's say Ian said spaghetti recipe, right? Noodle amount, sauce type, meat type. None of them could be primary keys. None of them could be keys. Candy. Daniela gave me candy. Ounces, type, price. Type of the candy. Can a candy type be a key?
Yes.
Okay. So what are some of the candy types?
Bubblegum, mint. I mean, chocolate.
So the way, if you are considering mint to be a type, that you may only want to have one mint in different sizes and price. You can have variations in mints then. The only variation would be the size and price. If you want variations in mints, then you can't have it as a type. But if you think that mint will have no variation or any of your type will have no variation, then it could be considered as a key candidate, good key candidate. Okay. So typically key candidates are those fields that will most likely have unique representations. What is a unique representation of a car? Car. How do you differentiate one car from another?
VIN number.
VIN number, right? Okay. How do you differentiate one product from another product? Is it barcode?
Yeah, let's go with barcode.
No.
It's
If
not
you
barcode.
go out shopping and you grab two hefty garbage bags, same size, they have same barcodes. Same company, same size, same barcodes. So how would you differentiate then?
Are we still talking about bag?
Can't differentiate by barcodes. Have you ever gone shopping for fruits?
Wait,
Okay. You grab banana from any brand, any shop. I'm not sure about Illinois, but in Wisconsin, anywhere in Wisconsin, any brand banana, the code is 4011. How would you
would you
differentiate?
differentiate it by weight?
No, I mean, like, come on. It's not like Chiquita makes elephant-sized bananas and
I
Dole
don't know.
doesn't. Right?
I typically just go with organic. There's two different types. You got regular banana or organic, or where it's located from, the
See,
distributor.
that's the difference. Organic and regular. Like all organic bananas, doesn't matter who is it coming from, has the same code. And all regular bananas, doesn't matter who is it coming from, it's same code. So that code cannot be a good way to differentiate bananas by manufacturer or by producer, whoever, whatever you want to say, you know, by distributor or however you're getting it. So there must be another way of uniquely distinguishing by the source. So those are the kind of business decisions a person would have to make when they are storing data. Where is the uniqueness in my data so that I do not run into this duplication problem? Because I would have to generate reports on the data set. How many 4011 Chiquita bananas we purchased this month versus Dole bananas we purchased this month? How would you run that if the only factor was 4011? Because different distributors will sell you the bananas with the same code on different pricing. You will not be able to purchase Dole bananas at the same rate as you will purchase the Chiquita bananas. So there must be another identifier to help you differentiate between at what rate, on which date you purchase which bananas from who. So that's why it's very important for you to do that, is to have some kind of unique identification number, like a VIN number of a car, to help you distinguish one entity from another. Okay, so let's say I am talking about a mouse pad. Right? Mouse pad. See my mouse pad? My mouse pad. Okay. I am in mouse pad production business. I want to store information about my mouse pads. Tell me the fields in the chat with one field that will be unique. No two mouse pads will share that field, not values. Let's see who can give me the fields. All of you should try. It's not like, look at each other and said, okay, let some of them try. So all of you should try to give me fields for my mouse pads.
Do we type it or
Yeah,
do
yeah. Type it in the chat so that not everybody's speaking at the same time. And keep in mind that I need a field to distinguish between my mouse pads. I can distinguish between weights by weight, Eric, because I could have 1 million mouse pads with same weight, or 1 million of them with same material, Dylan, or same texture, Miguel. Okay, you guys need to understand that. That's the whole idea of asking you all these questions, because I think you guys are not clear on this idea that how we distinguish between items. You're constantly giving me fields that are duplicates. Do not give me fields that are duplicatable. When I say give me unique, like Ian picked out, saying every item needs to have some kind of item code to differentiate it from another item. So brand name, if I am selling different iPads from different mouse pads from different brands, do you think I will only purchase one mouse pad from each brand? Connor or Ryle? Do you think I will only purchase one mouse pad from each brand?
Well, ideally, I'd only be purchasing one mouse pad.
No, I'm a business owner. I'm not a consumer.
But we're the consumers, so I'd be going for the cheapest one.
I'm the business owner, and I'm in the business of mouse pad selling. And I want to be able to store my inventory of mouse pads. How will I uniquely distinguish one mouse pad from another one? I can't use brands. I can't use color. I can't use size. I can't use texture. I can't use weight. I can't use material. I can't use price. Yeah, exactly. I need to have some kind of a numbering system. Right. Exactly. So just keep in mind, anytime you're storing data about an entity, you need to have some unique ways of identifying one item from another. Can you tell me how else can we uniquely identify one individual from another in the US besides state ID and social security number and employee ID? Besides that.
Birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Okay. Does birth certificate has any kind of an ID number on it? Okay, so uniquely identify an individual from another, but then you are living under an assumption that everybody living in the US was born in the US. That's not true, right? So we cannot differentiate between individuals in the US, even if they're citizens of the United States, by birth certificate, because it is only a measure of differentiation for those who are born here. Not a good candidate. Move on. Something else. So birth certificate can't be used. State ID can't be used. Social security can't be used. Employee ID can't be used. What can we use?
Fingerprint.
Say it again.
Fingerprint.
Fingerprint. Here you go. Good answer. Fingerprints, right? So fingerprint would be a good way to identify individuals, because not everybody has a birth certificate from US. So we cannot be distinguishing them based on their birth certificates. We can be distinguishing them on their social security or state ID or employee number, because we already kept that out. So fingerprint would be an alternate way of differentiating between different individuals. It could be other biometric tests besides fingerprinting, but yes. So you must always look for unique identification of an item whenever you're trying to store the information about an item. Okay, so customers have customer IDs, products have product IDs, orders have order IDs. So, you see all of these things are different. Transactions have transaction IDs, credit cards have credit card numbers. All of these are unique ways of identifying one from another. Okay, you got the point?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So now I've just typed an object name in the chat. Okay. Computer. You will tell me a unique identification for this object in the chat. Everybody should try, just not, it's not because somebody has already answered, you will hold back your answer. Even if you have the same answer, don't hesitate to post. Okay. Now, Windows product key URL would be a good way to distinguish one copy of an operating system from another. But a computer may or may not have Windows on it. So operating system ID identification would be specific to the operating system, and computer identification would be specific to computer, the hardware, the actual physical system. Okay, so IP address, Connor. IP address is unique way to identify an individual over a network only. Okay, not, and IP addresses can change too if you are working with a pool of IP addresses. If you're using a DHCP server with a pool of IP addresses, you may not get the same IP address every time you run the service. If you have an assigned IP address, that's a different deal. But then there is another address that every computer gets shipped with. It's a physical address of the computer. Does anybody knows what is that address? the physical address of the computer. That is not an IP address. You say anything, Dante?
No, I sat up in my chair.
Oh. There is another address every computer has besides an IP address, which is called the physical address of the computer that the computer gets shipped with. It's called the MAC address. Okay, so that's another way to uniquely identify one computer from another, because part of the MAC address is standardized and part of it's manufacturer generated. So the combination of the two make it unique. So no two computers in the world have the same MAC address. Okay. Now let's get to our green screen here and start working with creating a member, strsu F4. And we will call this one stand FA23. Sorry, not stand, sorry. It was fall 23 initials B, right? That was it. Okay. And then we'll call this one current library. And this will be stand fall 23 of type PF. Okay. Okay, I'm pressing enter, F4. So I'm starting out with the word unique because I do not want any of my records to be duplicate. Unique, IP. Now I start out with my record format. Stand identification. Price. So for the last one, I'm adding a text description, just as a refresher for you guys, so that you don't forget about it. And we press enter. And here we have all the fields. I'm not done yet. I have 5 fields: stand ID, price, height, weight, product name. I'll wait a few minutes so that everybody's caught up.
I messed up. I forgot to put my record format first. I put stand ID instead.
Okay, you can create a new line between the two. Do you have the unique on the first line?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so go to the beginning of that line where you have 0001 and press I1 and hit enter, and you'll get a blank line between the two, and then you can put record format there.
When I hit enter, do I hit to hit F4 or just do I fill it in?
Yeah,
whatever's in the prompt?
you'll hit enter and F4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like 003 popped up.
Huh?
Here, I can show you. One sec.
Go to the beginning of 001. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Type
then put
I1 and hit enter.
I1.
Okay, and now hit F4.
Okay,
That's it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is everybody caught up with this? Can you please give me green checks so I know
Yes, sir.
whoever is done? We have 3 people still working on it. Mr. Doubleday, Ryle, and Miguel. Okay.
And under functions, I just write text and parentheses product name.
Correct. So this is what I have. Okay. Check my prompt description.
And then hit enter after that.
Say it again.
hit enter after that?
Yes, yes, I'm not done yet. I'm waiting for everybody to be done so that I can take you guys to the next step. So
Okay.
on the new line that you have,
Yep.
you will now under the name type, put the letter K for key. And which one of these fields is a good key candidate?
The ID.
Stan ID, right? Stan ID, and hit enter. When done, hit F3 and enter, and you compile it. strpdm, members, you go to your source file, and you compile, and DM, and give me a green check again, guys, when you're done compiling it, and have received the message that just compiled successfully.
So I'm refreshing it, but it's not popping up.
Did you put it in the same object? Or did you put it in double B? Are you in the right place?
Oh yeah, I am in double B.
Okay. Is that's where you put it?
Yeah.
That's not possible.
No,
See?
no, it says it's in B.
Huh?
Okay, hang on. It says
Okay.
it's in B.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
I feel like I messed up somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hit F4 on that line, please? I can't see
Oh
the
yeah, sure.
green highlight.
Oh, look at this.
Okay. Can you move your mouse to the left a little bit? To the left.
Already.
Not sorry, mouse, your camera. I mean your camera to the
Oh
left.
yeah, sorry.
Okay. Under the name type, you forgot to write K. Under the name type. Under the name type, you should put K.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And I
then
messed up the reference.
yeah, don't put anything in the ref.
Got it. And then hit enter.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And then F3. Then yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then
Yep.
you go to strpdm and then you compile.
Okay.
Okay. Got it, Dante?
Oh yeah, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. So whoever is getting it, please give me green checks so that I know that you're done. Okay, so we're still missing from Ian. Okay, Connor.
I compiled it and it said it completed abnormally. Can I share my screen?
Yes, of course you can.
Actually, I can't yet.
Are you not able to?
Because you are still.
Try now. Okay. Oops. Just 1 second. Let me move. Okay. Can you go down to the very last line where you have 8? Right. Click on that, the letter K. Yep. Can you fix the spelling of stand? No, yeah. Stand, enter. Awesome. F3, enter, and then strpdm, 3, enter, and then 14 and DM, and you are awesome. Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
No problem. Everybody got it. Awesome. Okay. So let me share my screen again. And let's now go to DFU. STR DFU. Enter. Which option to choose? Number 5. Okay. What is the name of my data file?
PH stand.
Say that again, Dante.
Is it the stand one?
Yes, stand FA 23. Okay, now start entering the stand ID, stand price. So if it is $9.99, this is how I will enter it. Or how many places do I have? 6? Well, I had 5. Okay, so it could be, this will be $9.99. Okay. Okay, weight is, let's say, 5.5 pounds. So 0550. Oh, sorry, it's, oh no, I had 3 letters. Okay. And weight, sorry, height, 55 inches, and weight is 5.5 pounds. So 0550, and product name is Hall stand.
For my data file, it won't let me do stand FA23.
Say that again.
It won't let me do stand FA23.
Did you not call that as stand FA23? Or did you
That
have
was never what I called it.
Is this okay? Can you share your screen? Let's have a look at it then.
Yeah. Where's the share screen? Right here. Okay.
Okay.
So I hit
Don't go here yet. Hit
over
F.
here.
No, go type strpdm. Enter 3. Enter. Okay. Now at the bottom, type on the very last line, type DSP-MSG. Enter.
Oh, I did this one. That's why.
Right. Enter. Okay. Yep. Now STRDFU 5 and then stand FA23. Enter. Okay. And I will share my screen. Here we go.
Yeah, I got it.
Say it again.
I got it. I'll type it out.
Yeah, type it out. And I did not hit enter on the last value yet. The moment you hit enter, it will accept the data, and then we'll move on to the next record. Got it? Done?
Yeah.
Okay, now hit enter, and you will be on the next one. Okay, now let's enter 1110 again. A different price. Let's say it is $15.99. Oh, no, 01599. height 066 and weight 0556 and product name is medium stand. So did it go through when you press enter?
No,
No, it will not. Why?
cannot have a duplicate key.
Very good, because we used the unique keyword with the key, so the key cannot be duplicated. I just wanted to show you that. If you use the word unique and you had a key field, then the key field cannot have duplicate values. So if I simply change it to 1111 and hit enter, it will go through without a problem. Okay. So now exit out of here. You have 2 records entered. And back to the main menu. So in this example, we looked at how you can create a member with a key field, and that key field is unique. So when you're entering the data, you cannot have duplicate values. Okay? Any questions?
No.
So let's go to the units, unit number 6, and have a look at this week's homework assignment. Let me make one modification to your homework assignment because we did not go into RDI yet. So I'll remove that RDI part. Okay. So have a look at your homework assignment. It is based on what we covered last week and we reviewed earlier today about the referenced files. And let me know if you have any questions about the assignment.
So for the text, you want us to put that at the bottom in parentheses and put supplier name, or do we just want to put
Yeah,
name?
yeah, exactly the same way I did in the
Okay.
text.
So we're using R for all the fields.
We are using exactly character for all the fields, right? Because remember, this is repository, right? So repository is just a place where all the fields are declared. So we are not storing any data directly in this member. So the second member that we are creating, supplier, which will be referencing subref, that will have how many fields? Supplier?
Maybe 4.
4, exactly, because I said declare all the fields. So it will be very similar to this example, right? To this example, where I referenced a member and all my fields are referenced fields. So it'll be very similar to this example. So I reference a member and I got to make sure that the member that I'm referencing is already compiled before I can start referencing it and compiling this member. So you got to keep that in mind. Okay. Then I have also given you this YouTube tutorial, those videos, you know, where I am giving you 2 parts, how to create reference members. So that's another short refresher. So if you get stuck, don't forget to take help from these videos. And of course, you have the other videos that I have given you from before. And you don't need this one. Oops, you do not need this one right now. Okay. And notice that the other folder, which I have for you, YouTube tutorial DDS, look at the last 2 items. Keyed sequence access path talks about KSAP, and unique function talks about unique. So these 4 videos are very crucial for this week. The keyed sequence, unique, and the 2 parts of reference as a refresher, you know, if you want to refresh in those concepts. And that's the whole point of giving you those short videos, that instead of having to sit through an entire lecture, you can just watch those small ones. Or if you want to overview the whole thing, you can do that too. So it's totally up to you, whatever route you want to take. Okay. So, and then you have a quiz, which is ASAP KSAP quiz. And then, as I told you, your midterm exam will be available under units right here. Okay. Or no, hold on a second. Oh, no. Sorry, this one, not there. It'll be under the units. Currently it's hidden. I will make this available next week, Monday, this link under units. So look for your midterm over here on 23rd. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, guys. And that's all for tonight. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Have a good one.
You too. Take care. Good night.
have a
Have a
question.
great night. Take
You too.
care.
Thank you.
I have a question because I know we aren't meeting on Wednesday. It's about the Visual Studios for the intro to programming class. So when I declare the methods, I'm getting errors on the convert miles to kilometers and display result. It says I need an argument.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, because this is homework I'm struggling on. I can't really get it. I'm not done writing this one, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Let me have a look at it. Okay, the problem is on line number 16 and line number 15, you're calling the correct method, but you're not passing the right number of values. So on line number 25, it says convert miles to kilometers, and you have to pass a number.
into this one right here.
Yeah.
So if I say like so okay, so say
Let's
like I
say-
run it right,
Yeah,
and
so
I do
you
52.
no,
I write 52 in here.
No. You already have that variable on line 11 called miles. Write that variable there, miles.
Oh, okay, miles.
Yeah, so
Right.
that value of miles will be transferred on line number 25 miles.
To 15. Okay, and then for here I just write like whatever. So like kilometers. Would I have to like reference kilometers again here, since it's like its own method? Or so what I have to like do like kilometers equals
So
miles. Would I have to do that again?
no. See, that's the whole point of passing parameters. So if you go up to line number 16, okay, you will type miles, okay, And then you will make one change to your line number 15. On line number 15, you are passing miles into line 25, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and after that, see, I'm trying to look for a way to explain it to you by using annotations. I cannot use annotations because you are sure. Okay, you know what? Let me take a screenshot of your code,
Okay.
and then I will explain this to you, and then I will let you share again. Okay. So
Okay, yeah.
how about I share my screen now?
You want me to stop sharing?
Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. Where did that go?
Yeah, because I've been stressing over this. I usually finish my homework like a day after we take the class, and I'm just like, dude, I can't get this. I just can't get it.
Okay. So the variable miles, you're passing into this variable miles.
Yes.
Okay. So this is parameter passing.
Mhm. So that's the argument?
Yeah, argument or parameters, both.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So this miles over here in the main is local to main. This miles over here in this method is local to this method.
Yeah.
So you do not need to read kilometers. You're calculating kilometers. So that line will disappear.
Okay.
Okay. You are taking the value of miles and you're multiplying it by 1.6093 to calculate the kilometers.
Mhm.
And then you are returning the kilometers back on this line. So you need equals to some kind of a double variable to hold that returning value that's coming back.
So I have to do
You need to do maybe like a double km equals to on the left of that.
and then I would
Okay.
reference that in line what,
Or
428?
hold on a second. You know, where this line number 12 where you wrote double kilometer equals to, why are
Yeah.
you calculating here? You don't need to calculate here. You're already doing the calculation in the method. So
Oh yeah, because I'm already calling it.
right. So that's why you should
Okay.
say kilometer equals to 0. So you initialize that variable there. Double kilometer equals to 0, semicolon.
Okay.
Okay, and then over here to the
So should
here.
I also delete line 11? Or should I make that 0 as well?
No. Why do you want to delete line 11? That's where you are accepting the input from user, because remember, you have to accept miles from user and give it over.
Yeah, but I'm referencing it in line 21, right?
Okay. Okay, yeah, you know what? I will. Okay, here's a mistake again. Line number 14 should actually be on the right-hand side of the equals to of line 11.
So take it from line 14 and put it equal to.
Yeah. So this line number 14, this whole thing on line 14 should actually be here.
Oh, after the equal sign?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically then you are, I think you're not clear about the fact that when you call a method, if it's a value returning method, you need to have a variable to catch that return.
Yeah.
So you have a return instruction, but you don't have anybody catching the return.
Okay.
It's pretty much like if you and I are playing football, I throw a ball, I need somebody to catch it. Otherwise, it'll just go nowhere.
Yeah,
Right?
I got you.
Yeah, exactly. So Miles is throwing the ball, and this Mile needs to catch it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why that call will come there with a semicolon. So you make a call to Miles there. You make a call to get miles from user. You take the miles from user. After you take the miles from user, you return it back. So the variable on line 11 miles, it holds the value from the user. Then what you do is, line number 14 is disappeared, right?
Yeah.
So now what you're doing is you are taking the value miles from line number 11 and you pass it as an argument to the method convert miles to kilometers. which then receives the value and sends the kilometer back. So on line number 15, you got to put an equals to the left of convert miles to kilometers, and then you got to declare that variable that you declared from line number
Okay, yeah.
12, kilometers. So the whole equation will go like kilometers equals to this. You know, I'm talking about this variable.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So wait, would I do double KM, or do I have to do like its own like variable, or do I?
You can just simply delete this line altogether and just write over here, double kilometer equals to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you don't need to declare it twice.
Okay. Okay, that's what I was getting. And then so on line 16, I would do miles.
Hold
No,
on a
I would
second.
do.
Hold on a second. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Okay, are you caught up with line 15?
Yeah.
Okay, now on line number 16, this method requires 2 arguments. We're only passing 1. So you need to put a comma after miles and type kilometer. So the miles will go in miles, and the second parameter, kilometer, will go in kilometer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you need to display both of them. You're only
So-
displaying kilometers. You should also display miles. And with
Put
some,
miles in front of kilometers.
no, on 2 separate right lines.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and with appropriate messages so that the person looking at it will know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because when I run it and I say like I type like 25, it says like you've here, let me just show you. All right, I'm gonna do it. And show you.
First fix your code.
Yeah.
Then I will let you share, and then we will fix. There are a few other defects in this code. Okay. So let me know when you're done, so I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. So I will let you share now.
Okay.
Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, yeah. Go ahead, enter a value for miles.
Well,
Okay, you got it. But the only difference is, can you close that?
yeah.
Okay, go to line number 33 where it says kilometers. Okay,
Mhm.
move that line after line 34. Okay, and also on line number 33, to the left of the word miles, in the parentheses, in double quotes, write miles,
Oh yeah, miles.
right? And then after the double quotes, yeah, some kind of a message after the double quotes, then use concatenation plus sign.
Should I just say like equal to? Equal.
Whatever, you know, some kind of a meaningful message. And then you need a, no, not there.
Not there.
Come on.
Would
How-
it be?
how
Oh,
did
right
you-
here. Right here.
No, how
No?
did you do line 21? Right.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. And then I do no.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. You can put units, or you don't need you
I
don't
don't
need to
even
put
need this.
units,
Yeah,
right?
I don't
You
even need
don't-
that.
You don't need no plus after the miles.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, miles are equal to this, and on the next line you will write a message, kilometers equals to this.
Okay.
And leave a space after the word 2, otherwise the number will be next to the
Oh yeah, I
word.
forgot about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure that out last time. I was like, yo, why is this happening?
Yeah. So go ahead and enter. Oh, I think it stopped executing. Can you try again, please?
Oh wait, here. I have 2 screens. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, so close that. Yeah, so everything is good now.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I can't figure this out. Like I was able to do like I was able to write the code, like the methods, but I wasn't like I forgot about the calling thing. So I was
And
like, I can't.
hey, one more thing. You wrote everything in the main. You wrote method in a method. See,
Or a method and a method.
yeah. See, all the code that you wrote from line number 10 through line number 36 is inside main. You should not do that.
What do you mean? Like with the brackets?
Yeah, get rid of the bracket from line 10, delete that. Okay. and then delete the line 37. Yeah, and then go down and delete lines 39 and 40. No. Yeah, and then yeah, and put one curly brace there on 39. Okay, now scroll up. See, main must be at the same level as get miles from user. You wrote them inside the main. Okay.
Okay.
You nested the methods.
Yeah, cause okay, so with this year, I have to write all this out by myself. So like it doesn't start like with hello world. So like I have to
right.
write it out myself. So that's
Oh,
probably what
so yeah. So just remember, do not nest other methods in the main. Main is a method by
Okay.
itself, and all the other methods will be independent. Now go ahead and run it again. Just to make sure that everything works fine. You enter the miles, and here you go. You got everything back. Awesome. Cool.
Okay, wait. I have one issue. When I run it, you see how it says right here?
Welcome to miles to kilometer converter. Okay.
How can I move this?
Oh, okay. Close that. Okay. Your line 12 should actually be on line 10 because you need to tell the user before the application starts.
Yeah,
application.
it was like that at first, so that's why I
Okay.
was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I don't need this.
Okay, so you are telling the user, you're accepting the value, you're doing the conversion, and you're displaying the conversion.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
I was struggling so bad. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, functions are not the easiest to get, so it takes time for people to understand to divide the logic into smaller units and then call them up and follow up the calls and passing the right number of parameters. Always remember to match the number of parameters between your calls. So if the receiver receives one parameter, the passer must pass one parameter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was just like so confused on why I was getting those error messages, and I forgot that we had to put the parameters, the variables in here. That's crazy. Huh. Just that simple. Oh my God. Yeah, because I was looking at my notes and I'm like, I just can't do it. Like, because what we do is when we take the notes. So I gotta stop sharing real quick because I can't see the top of my screen. Okay, here we go. So the notes right here. This is what I do is I just do like a snipping and then I just like put it up in there. So I went down to I think it was this one, returning the input. And I was like, yo, why can't I do this? Like, why can't I do it?
Yeah, that's what it is. There's a see on line number where it says double mass equals to input value. No, go scroll up.
Oh,
Where
this one?
where it says double mass equals to input value. So
Yeah.
I'm calling the input value, and input value is returning a value. So when the value is returned back, that's why I have to catch it in a variable.
Yeah. See, that's what I was doing wrong is I wasn't putting it before the equal to.
And also when I'm calling display force, it is receiving two variables, so I'm passing two variables. So mass goes into M and ACC goes into A. So the number of parameters must match in calls.
Okay. Yeah, that was just so bad. I really appreciate it.
No problem. It takes time, we'll be doing it again next time.
Hey, that's why I sit in the front of the class.
Say again?
I said that's why I sit in front of the class so I can focus more.
That's fine.
Man, that's all bad.
I'm glad you asked. Yep.
Thank you.
Take care, man. All the best.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.